if you want to see more content like this, go check out Ray Hansen and PoolActionTV.com.
All right, we got a hill game between me and Billy Thorpe. Playing one pocket. This is in Detroit about 2 years ago. Maybe 2.5. So Billy's looking to bank this ball. Looking at the angle, but it's kind of a little... I think he can kind of hold the cue ball there, so he's not going to have to move the cue ball too much off the track, even though it's a little bit bigger of a cut. That's kind of why he missed the bank, was because he had to cut it and he wanted to hold the cue ball at the same time. I have a couple different options here. One, I could shoot the 10 ball, bank one rail, and come 2 rails back into the stack where he wouldn't be able to make the 15. Or I could, thinking about maybe possibly I could just come off the 2 and put it on the other side of the stack and push the 2 closer to my hole and a little off the rail just like that. $13-3 looks a little funny. Don't think Billy could get it to it the right way, so I'm not really worried about that. Now he's going to try to roll off of this ball a little thick. He didn't have enough English on it, so he didn't come across it the right way. For me here, I would probably, if I'm a little bit to the low side of the 3-8, I might try to kick at this 3-8. Yeah. No. So I'm going to bank him across. There we go. And just holding the cue ball. All right. I think right there I was telling him how that ball was pretty close. That was wired towards his hole there. Billy might come off the 3 here, trying to bank it and towards the stack, or just come off the cue ball and put it back behind the 2 here. Good shot. Now I'm going to spin to the side rail with extreme English and let it carry itself back. Oh, I had to go 2 rails there. I thought I could maybe go 1. Alrighty. The speed of how I came off the 2 didn't look like it was going to kill off that much, but that's how much English I had on it. So he'll come trying to spin off of his ball just like that, keep it on his side still. Got a good kick on the 8 because I can leave the cue ball stuck on the 9 had I chose to do it that way. I just hit the wrong side of the 8. Had I hit the top side of the 8, the cue ball hits the 9, and the 13 stops the cue ball regardless. Now, Billy doesn't want to really shoot at the 8, only for the fact of if he misses it, he's going to leave the game, and it's kind of a backwards cut, and these tables, pockets are very tight here too. So for that reason, I mean, he's got a pretty good bank here on the 2 where he could go for it, but the problem is he leaves kind of a cross corner on the 5, so he's probably going to still have to go ahead and try to cut at this 8. That's what he's kind of looking at to see how it's going to come off the stack. Kind of an all or nothing shot where you just try to make sure you make the ball at least. See what I mean? Did get lucky not to give up nothing, so that's his pluses from there. I made the ball and tried to get it back so he can move the 5 and the 2 away from my hole there. Billy could be. I try to figure out a way. I guess he's going to try to. The 3, it looks like. But, I mean, doing stuff that way is wrong. This is better because he can just do something easier and not as much traffic. Now I kind of have to look at the 613 to see if that's wired. So if it is, then I'm going to maneuver those balls away also. It looks like it's pretty close, so I probably try to ticky off of it or put behind the ball. There it is. Try to keep them close. Here he'll try to shoot it 2 rails hard and let the cue ball go the same path slowly. But he didn't hit one of the other balls that were by my hole. Here I might come off the 5 a little bit just to make sure I don't leave a bank on the 5 and still put him above a little bit. Just like that. No, Billy, it doesn't go. So now basically I got him pushing balls away from his side of the table too, if he starts to look that way. This is a little better. He's going to be able to come through it and cross it and try to put a ball on his side of the table this way and get me back under. Here I'll probably just roll the 15 to his rail over there and just leave the cue ball on the side rail. Be a lot of ticky and tacking from here where you're just trying to move balls a little bit slightly. Okay, so instead I elected to just bend the 12 and put him back on behind the ball. So now if he comes off of it, he can't put me by my hole, but I can. If he puts me down here on the end rail, I will be able to bank something towards my pocket. Okay, so he's elected to try to put the cue ball back in there. Good shot. Now I'm thinking I would probably shoot the 6 into the 12 and just kind of freeze the cue ball right there on the 12. Instead, Tony's not looking that way. He's only looking at the 9-2 to play the balls off of those balls to get a little ticky action. So at least we got a ball closer. Just playing the caroms and trying to push balls and at least keep the ball over. He tried kicking at it, spin kicking it, and gave up the ball there. Steep angle here, so I really can't draw above the 2, so I think I have to come twice thin. Oh no, I was able to. Didn't look like it. I remember the tables are super tight here, so it gets a little tough to run some balls sometimes here. Force the 11, make the cue ball come over, probably hoping to hit just like that. Now, if anything, I would probably have to come off the long rail, side rail, and 3 rails back around for like the 12 after cutting the 2. I was looking at a 1 rail shape coming back off the side rail, but I don't think Well, maybe I must have that. Okay, good shot. Got a good outcome out of it too. Always shooting the one rail would have been easier than the inside because of the speed. There's the mistake. The easy shots. I'll try to just lag this bank, I would think. Alright, hit it good. Here I'm probably going to bank the 13. I can bank the 15 towards those balls. But I think I'd like to bank the 13 here and kind of push the cue ball to the side rail a little bit. A lot harder to stiff with the 15 and hold your cue ball and all that. So, but I'm electing to kind of stiff the cue ball here and stop it. Hoping to get a push just like that on the balls. He's going to come off the 9, come to the end rail. Hit it a little harder than he wanted to, probably. I'll probably thin off the 5 here and just put him right above the side pocket a little. Okay, I'd like to push the balls up table a little bit while I was doing the same thing. Here he's going to try to bank the 7 into the back rail, into the 3, either come 2 rails or 1. Nope, he tried. He could have put some force follow on that to try to push those balls away, but he chose not to. Probably just try to slice the 13 a little bit into the 6, push some balls away, and push them towards the rails. Here I like to bank this. I like to bank the 6 2 rails to come to the back side of the 3 to push them all away, and I can draw my cue ball to the side rail and back down to the end rail. But most people just like to shoot them one way, and they're not getting the right angle, and it's a lot harder. But instead, so he used a little bit of slice. He was able to get a little cut on it. Not bad there, but when you come across it and put more power and come a little deeper, well, now you get more movement on all the balls that way. Try to bank the 2. Try to touch the 9 and the 5, maybe possibly a little bit, or just get through there. All right. He's just going to keep pushing balls up towards, just keep banking them. See, like that time he hits it a little harder. That wasn't really the right spot to hit him harder, where there was other times where he could have done that to do the same type of thing that he's doing now. Since those 2 balls, the 9 and the 5, only went to his hole, that's why I hit the 12 into those balls to open them up. Now he's going to shoot the 2 into the 3, 6, 7, and try to draw his cue ball hard. Just like that. Got a little lucky the 3 don't move as much. Now here I can possibly, if I wanted to bank at the 13, I could, and bank it kind of hard and just play the cue ball to go 2 rails around to where I don't sell at the 4. Or I can play the safer route and just push the 3 up table or whatever. I think I'm going to probably go for the 13 here anyways. Use like a high left ball, don't cut it much, and just come straight through. Oh. Instead, I hit it bad, and then I was trying to put the cue ball behind the 7 and the 5 by cutting the full 6 and probably hit it a little too full. Or I just elected to just leave him that just for the fact of maybe just letting him try to move the 3 away instead of me being the one to move the 3 away. If I moved the 3 away, he would have probably got a bank on the 6, so that's another reason why I probably did what I just did there. But I'm giving him an opportunity because now he's got a bank on this 13, and he gets to leave me behind the 7. It's actually a good shot to shoot because at least you're going to get to start and being behind in the game. You kind of need to start to do certain things. But he elects to take a little bit longer with the game. I'll just thin the 3 and just push the cue ball behind. Just like that. Good spot. Now he's going to just bank it over, but this is a good spot to maybe kick the 10 towards your hole and let the cue ball float over behind the 4, but he's not really looking at that. Let me use a little bit of a center inside to try to bank this ball. So long as I don't hit it too bad, even though I did hit it kind of thin, I couldn't sell out those other balls. Now he's looking to use a little bit of a high right ball, and he's going to try to cut it and come back for the 4 or the 6-9. I used inside. Good shot. He was protecting his cue ball more or less instead of trying to play shape and make the ball. Now, if he cuts the 9, it's a pretty thin cut where you could possibly hit the 3 coming back across. Can't really use outside ball as much. I don't think it's going to be a lot harder to control. So he's going to use it like just a straight high ball. If he hits the cut good, it'll go back and forth straight. But he did. Hit it really good. Good shot. And he got rewarded so he can make the 4, kind of cinch the cue ball, have a bank on the 3 next. So now he should be able to just kind of push the cue ball through, I would think, and keep it underneath the 3 while the 3 crosses, but a little tough. He's looking right now to see if he can. Not 100% sure if he can or not. Must be a little close for him. So instead he'll bank the 6. Problem with the 6 is you got to shoot it hard enough to where the cue ball goes to the side rail and comes back out so you don't leave nothing. No English. And he hit it kind of soft, so realistically he was going to give up that 10 ball no matter what. overcut. I was just playing for the angle to try to get shape when I should have been thinking about just trying to make the ball for sure. Sometimes you try to overthink things and you're playing for balls that you haven't even made the first one yet. Try to bank the 3 over. Keep the cue ball moving. Billy's going to try to thin the 6 just to move it off the rail a little bit so it opens the bank lanes, that looks like. And then put the cue ball over by my pocket a little bit. A little stronger than he wanted, but not bad. I could try banking the 6 2 rails and trying to hold the cue ball. I might use high right just to hit it a little fat. It's a good way of selling out a bank. And that's what I did. Got a little lucky, but not too lucky. Hard ball to bank. Tight pocket, and he tightened it up a little too much. This one almost looks like a dead scratch in the side somehow. That's kind of why I'm taking a few extra strokes here, is because it looks like that. And it's hard to get low on the ball, so yeah, it was close. Not. Now for one of the T-Rex shots here. Kick, bank it 2 rails. Not too many like that. Don't like to show those too often. Hit him with maybe a 4 banger here. Nah, he's just going to move the ball over to his side. Oh, he's kicking. All right. Just putting it down there. That kick wasn't really like one that's probably goes, but it was just one to just kind of throw it down there. Another look at those. A lot of release goes into the wrist on those type of shots. We may try to shoot it hard with a bunch of center inside just to see. Didn't quite have to cut on it. Yeah, he's going to send those balls in there just to try to open up. bank the 15 towards my hole, high left. Just try to play the cue ball. Leaving Billy one of the greatest bankers, a lot of free ones, which isn't a good move. Billy's more or less just looking to make this ball more than anything. He doesn't really care about. Well, he wants to make it, but he don't want to give up. Let the cue ball go past over there by the 5. So he's just going to kind of use a little bit of high. See how the cue ball's kind of dying off. His extension out to maybe possibly bank the 5, 2 rails towards this side. He's got to overcut it a little bit. He's trying to get the cue ball to come 2 rails behind the 10 towards my pocket. But now he sees that it's a little hard to do that, so he's not going to do that. Kind of a tough spot to move balls. If anything, probably just overcutting the 10 is probably my best move. But I might try something different. Bank didn't look physically available from the screen, but sometimes you can just, the speed that you allow to shoot the bank doesn't deflect the cue ball as much. I got a kick make at this ball. Almost hit it pretty good. Try to cross this ball over towards his side of the table again. Now this one here don't look as good to bank, in my opinion. The cue ball's going to run too much, so I might try to kick bank at this ball again. It's all about how much I kick and stick it, or how much English I get on the ball. Now he can cut at the ball or he can bank at the ball. I think he's going to probably, looks like he's lining up to cut it. Hit it a little thick. Could be looking to 2 rail it here, but if I do, I come up a little. I need to shoot it for the short side so I don't disturb none of those balls up there and do anything crazy. And hit it with enough force to where the cue ball, that object ball goes back up table. He's probably going to just bank the 10 over to his side. Now I finally got those balls to move away and in a spot where now they're at least places where I can actually bank from. Let's see what Billy does here. I'm not so sure I like that. I think I could stiff this 5 a little bit. It looks like I should be able to, but looking at carrying the 5. Almost, but not good enough. Me needing 1, he's going to have to move the ball away. Just kind of bank the 5, hoping to block off the 2-railer. Well, I get a free 3-railer out of this. Just got to be able to make it. Or I could shoot the 1-rail, which no point really. A little short. Now I give him an opportunity to bank this ball back at me here. 1-rail, I use a little bit of high inside. Hit it a little bit thick. His speed just wasn't there, not hard enough. Now for here, I'm going to bank the 7 towards my hole, trying to make it, but really focusing on the cue ball to get through more than anything. Really got a bad hit on that, overbanked it. And left him away to move both balls, I think, possibly. He might be able to bank this 7 ball 3 rails and stick the cue ball right behind it. Really good, looks like. Now he can leave himself crossing the ball, or he can leave himself by the hole to try to just bring it straight back. It just determines which way he likes it better here. He's able to get off the rail too, so. See how he elects to shoot this ball. Is he using center or is he using some inside? Little thick. Didn't really give that chance. One of the reasons why he hit it bad was because of his speed, for 1, and 2, he hit it wrong side. 2 reels. It's like it's, oh, so close. Hit the right line, and the right English just didn't happen to go, just a little wide. See which way he looks at this ball. And he could shoot it kind of high coming off this long rail hard would be one of the moves to do. Yeah, so what they're doing here is if the ball's hanging and you can fly it. I don't think that was a shot that it should have been used at because the ball was off angle in the hole. But they elect to just, instead of flying the ball off the table and hurting people or hurting things, they just elect to just make it a scratch and just give you the ball that way. See how he shoots this ball. Hit it a little thicker than he wanted to. I can try to bank at the ball, but the problem is it's probably going to go a little long, but you got to hit it super hard, hoping to shorten it. Plus, if I miss it, I want the cue ball to come through and down towards this bottom rail. So since I don't feel like I can do that, then I'm just going to probably just hit the 10 into the 8, or try to. That's not good. Luckily, it died off. Now he'll send this up towards his pocket, towards the top. I'll send this ball up towards my side. Okay, I'd like to just cut it. I don't really like that play for myself. I don't think that that's what I should have done. I should have just sent it over towards my side of the table, because now I kind of leave him a 3-railer and you kind of stop the cue ball and just worry about stopping the cue ball and have me behind the 8 and have a ball closer towards this hole. He used the force follow. Pretty much just sending it up there just to try to tie the balls to not give up banks as much. I'm going to do the same thing as earlier, just thin it, try to leave it over there and leave me coming down this way. He's catching a little more of the ball than he wants to, but it is what it is. Now this can be a kick bank on the 10 here, if I wanted to. It's a straight high ball, but I'm using English here, so it's going to be harder. Okay, I was just banking it straight on. High left ball. Try to get 3 rails back over to his side of the table, up table. So he's letting off, so it kind of kills the stroke and kills the angle. I want to use a low left here. Problem is when you hit this ball kind of good and you're using a lot of left, the angle that gets created is that side pocket for the cue ball. So if you make it, you possibly are going to scratch in that side pocket. That's how good of the angle you have to have. Good and bad there. Good part is I have a ball on my side, but I think he can 2-rail bank at this ball. Whether he chooses to, I don't know. All right, he's just going to make the ball. Now I'm not going to bring the 8 back in play, so I'm just going to play with the 1 ball on the table. Since I need 1 and he needs 2. He can 1-rail kick bank this towards his hole. If he chooses to, low right. Get in there kind of deep. Nope, instead he's just looking to roll it in. No aggressiveness from Billy. He's just going to roll it up there. Now I might make the 10 and just slide it over for the 8, or I could just roll my cue ball onto the 8. Or I just looked at Billy and told him I was about to kick 2-rail bank, kick 2 rails on him and stick this ball. No, he's got a kind of a drag cross bank here. Well, it looks like it might be a double kisser, so he nodded his head a little bit there. I think if you put a slow enough pace and cross it, he's just going to play the safer route. Showing a lot of patience. I'm showing the aggression. He's showing the patience. One rail's tough here. It looks like there's probably a kiss, but sometimes I still shoot at it. Could go for the 2 rails, but yep. Only way you avoid those are using low and maybe, like a stun masse type stuff. I'll just roll right into the 10-8, hoping to topple him and make the ball. So I went to the side of it really realistically because I didn't want to leave him to where he could make the 10 ball next and put both of them back in play. Just putting it back down towards my side, but I do leave a bank here. Hit that one good. See if it gets a little drip down. Yes, it does. Now he's got to make a 3-reeler. Didn't get the length out. Kick it out, bank it out. Now Billy will probably fire at his hole again here. High right, hoping to overcut it, or he's going to just cross it over to his side. He's kind of getting lucky with the cue ball, being that it's staying on this side and not as much inside English to push it back towards my side. Now, this is a little bit tougher to move, so I don't know that I'm looking at the, looks like I'm looking at the bank, but very tough to bank. But I know I can get the cue ball out the way, I would think. I was trying to go rail first there. Very tough angle, especially it being off for so far. He's probably going to just play safe and put it back up to him. Another way of shooting this, instead of trying to bank it every time, let's just say, I could go in a little deeper and use some high left and push the 10 towards the other pocket up top to the right just for safety instead of having to try to cross it. I guess I just like shooting that ball. It's really a bad shot to shoot. I'm glad that's not in my arsenal right now. Not from that far distance and being on the rail, it's very tough. Use a little bit of high inside. Try to drag it a little bit. Very close, but didn't get the roll out. High right ball here. Just get it back over to my side, hit it a little bit thick. Use the right to try to kill the cue ball that way. Looks like he's going to try to just bank it 2 rails. He's not really trying to make it. He's just trying to put it back down to his side of the table. Now I might try to shoot a Hail Mary 3-railer just so long as I stick the cue ball right there. And then if I don't make it, the ball should go out and away. Oh, boy. They had a little bit of that titty, it looked like. Got a little lucky, though. He still got a 2-railer here, but will he shoot at it? Needs a little bit of inside to try to shorten it up. Hit it a little, maybe a little too short. Just a little bit. Low right. Over exaggerate the angle a little bit. Hit that one close too. Here I'm probably just taking a free wing at it, just hoping to just take care of my cue ball. Either that or I'm going to overcut the ball. It's going to be one or the other. Or I could bank it twice and then just kind of hold my cue ball so that if I don't make it, it goes back up table again. So I'm electing to try to cut it and just hold my rub. Got close. Here he's going to be able to use a high left ball and get right through the cue ball, I would think. This being a tight table, it's a tough shot still. Well, got lucky to slow roll and hold that angle and get there. 3-2 me there, and on to another match. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe, like, and share the YouTube channel. If you like everything you're seeing, please help us grow. Much appreciated. Thank you.